Alright, welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. So we ended off last episode on kind of a debacle, and I've kind of been messing around with this, and I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get the polar information that we need, because we only have 691 meters per second, and we want to make sure we're going to get home. So I threw us in this periapsis of 41, which probably won't bring us into a crashing orbit on the first lap. It might take 2 laps to get us in there. But unfortunately, the more polar I go with this, the more fuel it spends, and I end up sacrificing height. And I want to make sure these guys survive. So, to make a long story short, this was the best I could get it. It's sort of polar. I'm not sure if it'll actually count that as polar. Actually, it kind of goes along the South Pole, so I guess we'll find out. And 41 will definitely sink us in the atmosphere. Again, maybe not in the first go, but on the second go, it should definitely do it. So, let's find our maneuver node. Again, in order to do this, I had to start here and pull south along the prograde, and then I had to kind of bend it this way to get this kind of return trajectory. It's kind of awkward and strange, but that's what I had to do. And so let's just loop around now until we get to our area. And even if we don't get that polar data, we have so much data saved up in here that the mission is just a big success, at least in my eyes. And we'll get these other 2 contracts in the next mission. But here we are, we're coming around. It's going to take 15 seconds. So we'll do this burn around 7 seconds. I'll just do a save beforehand, because you never know, something weird might happen. And here we go. I'm praying that our periapsis sinks low enough that it actually does get to 41, because if it doesn't, that would be very sad for us. Yes, okay. So according to this, we have a periapsis of 42, and that's good enough. That'll ensure that no matter what, we will land somewhere on Kerbin. It's sunk deep enough into the atmosphere, and even if we don't make it on the first pass, we'll get it on the second pass. I'm just going to keep this thing connected because it's got our batteries and solar panels, and I don't want to have these guys run out of power. That would just be mean. Have them floating home with no heat. I mean, come on, what kind of a monster would I be, right? So we are doing our escape. We should see a lovely Kerbin rise somewhere along the way. Ah, there she is. How beautiful. That's like another screenshot right there. Beautiful. She's a beaut. So we'll wave our last goodbyes to the moon. Bye, moon. Next time we'll be on your surface. Maybe one of these craters. Maybe we'll check out that anomaly, a little archgate. We'll try to land on that, maybe. Or near it. I can't promise I'll land on top of it. But man, that looks so good. I just love that day-night Terminator right there. It's perfect. Perfect. So the last couple seconds of the moon's gravitational influence. And we flipped. We are now influenced by Kerbin. Periapsis 42.250. So all we gotta do now is just wait. Kerbin rotates, it gets a little bigger. The moon starts fading away. Man, look at how nice that looks. That's another screenshot right there. That just looks so good. So it looks like we're going to come up from underneath. And like I said, maybe it'll actually count. It'll give us our polar data. I'm not really sure. I'm looking for an EVA and a crew report from the poles. Like, I'm fairly certain we have crew reports from far Kerbin. Let's just check anyway. Yeah, we got that one already, and I'm pretty sure we have this one too. Yep. So we don't need to worry about those. Let's just keep zooming. Yeah, I think we're gonna just miss the poles, unfortunately. A little polar cap down there. I don't know though. I'm pretty sure this still counts it as far Kerbin orbit. Come on. Yep. High Kerbin orbit. But we still get a nice view. And look how nice that looks. That's another screenshot. Maybe that'll be the thumbnail of this video. I'm not really sure. Love those auroras in there though. That is so cool. Wouldn't you just love to get a view of the Earth from this perspective? I would just kill for that kind of view. My dream is to be on a real EVA in low Earth orbit someday. I don't know if that'll probably never happen, but that's like my dream. I'd love to just float right above the Earth like this. That would be so cool. Alright, so here we go. We're gonna be skimming the atmosphere pretty soon. Might just point this thing in the retrograde direction. Not for any particular reason, just because. Just cause. Now, I'd be surprised if we sunk deep enough into the atmosphere to close up the orbit on one pass. I have a feeling we're going to have to do a couple different passes. But let's see. That looks so cool. We're just skimming the atmosphere. Look at that. We're going super fast. Let's see where our periapsis is. 42, so we're just at the periapsis now. Not quite low enough to get any sort of heating. Yeah, it's definitely going to take us a few passes before this thing closes up all the way. It's closing up, but it's about half the distance now. But it's going to take us another pass, I believe. Sorry, Jeb. We have to do it again. And now, as the orbit closes, it actually might change this into more of a polar orbit. I'm not sure, actually. Or it might get it worse. I'm not sure. It might make it worse for the polar orbit. I'm not really sure. So let's zoom around again. Whee! Goodbye, Kerbin. Let's do this again sometime. It's been fun. So we'll just zip around. Our periapsis now is 41, it's a little lower. Coming around again for our second pass. There's those ice caps again. Again, not quite there yet. Not quite over the caps in a low orbit. That's what we need. We need a low orbit over the caps. Polar caps, that is. So we'll just come zooming in again. our new periapsis is 41, and that's even lowering. So each time we do this, it gets a little lower still. Bringing it in. Just reeling in that orbit. So it's probably going to take another pass. But let's skip it. You guys are probably bored by this point, so we'll skip that out. Well, this is about as close to the South Pole as I can get. And it just keeps calling it the water. I mean, those are pretty much the ice caps right there. We are literally... yeah, we're like skimming the ice caps. But I guess you have to be more that way, so alright, I guess we can't get it this time, folks. So it's been about 3 more passes since I paused the recording. I think this should be the final pass. We're getting close now. Hopefully this one will deorbit us finally. It's getting kind of bored of waiting. But that's okay. This game is so pretty. It's too pretty to be boring. It's like we're passing some mountains here. I'd get out and do an EVA, except I'm afraid of being sucked away from my ship. So here's our apoapsis collapsing now. Hopefully... yeah, periapsis 30. I think this is going to be the one that does it for us, folks. Yep. And that's it. This baby's coming in for a landing no matter what. Periapsis negative, yep. So it looks like we're going to be put down somewhere on the opposite side of the planet. We're on the other side of the world. So I guess we'll find out if distance from KSC really actually matters. Woo! Oh boy. Burning up. Yeah, it looks like we're going to fall right in that water. Nope, we're going to land on the land. Right by the water, so we're coming in hot here. I'm just going to let go of this thing now. See ya. And we're going to deploy our chutes just to slow us down real nice. Man, that is some view right there. That's another screenshot. I keep taking screenshots. It's just too nice looking. In the cloud level now. All the screenshots. Man, this is so pretty. This is so cool. I mean, come on. When does Kerbal Space Program ever look like this? Never, unless you have the Astronomer's Visual Pack. Oh, yeah. Now we're below the cloud level. Got some nice mountains right there. Excellent. I don't think we need the SAS anymore. Ah, flying over the highlands. Let's keep that data. Chute should be deploying very soon. Yes, good. Nothing broke off. How upsetting would that be if this just chunked off, and we lost all that science? We'd lose like hundreds of science right there. I would be very upset. In fact, you probably wouldn't see that because I'd probably quick save and go back and do it again. I mean, what? I don't do that. Oh, look at those clouds rolling in. Man, that looks so nice. Another screenshot right there. One of these screenshots will be the thumbnail, I guarantee that. I'll pick the prettiest one for you guys. So we're just coming down now. Alright, we have landed. Alright, so we are on the surface. Back from another successful mission, I'd say. Right, Jeb? Let's get him out. Let's do a little EVA. Let's see. Well, flying near. Okay, we'll put that back in the capsule. Count that as flying. And let's... Oop. Let's put a little flag here. Just to commemorate our landing from a successful moon landing. Not landing, but return from lunar orbit. Jeb is awesome. Very profound. So we'll take the surface sample, grass and rocks, and we'll do the EVA report from the highlands. Wonder if Jeb will be able to get back in his capsule. I doubt it, but that's okay. So we can recover Jeb first to see what Jeb gets back. So we got 11 signs from that. And we got our Jeb back. Let's go to the tracking center. And let's get the actual craft. We'll recover the craft. That's just the flag. Here's the actual thing. We'll recover. Woo! So we got a whopping 356 science from that. And it's all from the crew reports, the EVA reports. High over the moon was 24. All the different biomes across the moon, they were all 24 science. All those EVAs. The material study near the moon was 75. The mystery goo near was 30. The mystery goo far was 30. And the recovery of a vessel suborbital flight on the moon was 20 science. Money, we only recovered... oh wow, so yeah, it was very far from the KSC. It's for only a 13% return. But we have a lot of money now. 248,000. So I'll call that a win with the money. We have a crap load of money from just winning the contract. We got a couple refunds back from the parts, but that's okay. We're not in it for the money, we're in it for the science, right? So that, I'll call that a successful mission. Let's just have a quick look at our science. Wow, we have 400 science now total. Our reputation is up pretty much at 100 now. I think that's what that says. But, yeah, so next time we'll look forward to landing on the moon. That'll be another little mini-series, and we'll get the data from the moon. Now, look, we have to get data from Kerbin too. So, okay. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you in the next episode.